26 minutes on to the 7 o'clock hour. Good morning to you, Grenada, Carrier, Cupidi, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for today. It is Thursday, the 21st day of May, 2026 as the year. I'm Gordon Joseph, so happy to be with you this morning as always. Reminding us all that gratitude is a must, right? We made it through. We made it on the wake-up list this morning. Let's be thankful, all right? Thursday, it's Thankful Thursday. God woke us up again, and that's already a blessing. Remember that. Father God, thank you for waking us up to see another day. Thank you for the breath in our bodies, the roof over our heads, and the food on our table. Even when life is not perfect, we still have reasons to give you thanks. Go before us today. Guide our steps, protect our families, and open the doors that need to be opened. Let this day be filled with peace, strength, and unexpected blessings. In Jesus' name, amen. And amen. And amen. He usually sends two. Let's see what the other one says this morning. All right, it says, good morning, a thankful Thursday blessings. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever. That's Psalms 107, verse 1. May your Thursday overflow with gratitude and joy. May God refresh your spirit, open doors of favor, and surround you with his peace. Wherever this day takes you, may his presence go before you, and his love remain within you. Thank you, Rev. Thank you. All right. I hope all is well with everybody this morning. It is indeed a good day to have a good day. It's Thursday. We made it through to Thursday, so that's a blessing. Yulin Alexander, good morning. Jelly and McIntyre. Grace Lynn Buckmeyer is with us. Veronica Sandy, Rita Williams, Joan Brathwaite Batson, Jelly and McIntyre, good morning. A special good morning to you. Petlin, good morning. Good morning, Jennifer Collimo. Good morning to the Macmillans out there in Munich. I hope you all are doing fine. The Maxwins as well. Good morning. Urban Mason. Hope you're doing fine. You and the entire family. Early now there in the U.S. Good morning. Hey folks, there is a big Salaka coming up, right? Yeah, the best Salaka. It's happening in Korea, and it's happening on the 29th. That's by Gretel Child's Place. Gretel, good morning, my old classmate from, not old as in old, but my former classmate then. That's maybe the most appropriate word to use. All right, from Tivoli RC School. I understand she still has a record in shot put in SAS. Gretel, good morning, and I hope all is well with you. It's so that Best Saraka, it takes place on the 29th of May. That's next Friday. It starts from just around midday and goes until all your belly full and everybody is happy. All right, so we look forward to that. Lovely. The word of the day today, that word today is demonstrate. 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 And what demonstrate means? It means to show clearly. Demonstrate. 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 It means to show clearly. And here's how we can use that word in a sentence or a version of the word. It says, he demonstrated leadership. All right, yeah, so that's the past tense of it, right? He demonstrated leadership. Yep. Are we speaking about Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell here? Demonstrating leadership qualities? Yeah, how can you lose? Rags, Jinga, Mami Lyris, the entire posse of the Mama Camp. This is your son. 21 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Demonstrate, right? Yeah, he demonstrated leadership qualities. Yeah. He showed that clearly. The motivational tip of the day is up next. Yep. Mildred Smith, how you doing? Catherine Phillip is with us. Mary E. Banks. Monica Miros Williams. Destined to win Overcomer. Good morning. Good morning to my friends inside of Mount Craven in St. Patrick. Yep. The Phillip family. Pompey, good morning to you. Patchy and the guys. Sticks and stones may break your bones. Nice. Where's Daisy? The motivational tip of the day is up next. Debbie, good morning to you and the family right there in that's Crucial still. Good morning, bro. How you doing? Hope all is well. Nadisha and the folks inside of Cafe. Miss Holmes, good morning, Holmesy. Sing it out, bro. Now, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. This one is so powerful that we repeated it, right? We did this one earlier in the week already. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Let's put that into perspective, right? Reality. Have you ever been stoning or pelting a mango? You know, around now, I remember as a little boy growing up in Dunfermline, right at the top of the Pearls Airport there, you know, in Auntie Louie land. Auntie Louie, good morning to you. There's a nice longy mango tree. They call it different names in different places, but we call it longy. And just as the rain season starts creeping in, it was in boundary with a lady, Miss Gatan, right? Good morning, I and Cyrus and those guys. And there would always be one ripe one right at the top of the tree, right to the top, before the entire fruit, you know, the entire season came in, you know. And I would go down every year and pelt to be the first person to get that mango. And, you know, it keeps evading the stone, you know, moving from the stone, the breeze moving it and so forth. But I always say, that's my last stone of pelting. That's the last stone. And then sometimes I knock the branch and oops, here it comes. Yeah, so that's the way it is. Let's not... Could you put that up again, Dorian? Yeah, that is... Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. Just pelt one last stone. Walk one last step. All right? Because the most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Yeah. That is so true. All right, let's see what's buzzing this morning. Buzzing. All right. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell concludes high-level U.S. visit, and Grenada expands cultural partnership with Cuba. In the region, St. Kitts receives first U.S. transferred CARICOM migrants. Internationally, the WHO, that's the World Health Organization, says Ebola vaccine could take months. And in sports, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force captures regional cricket title. The details to these and more coming up shortly in the morning edition of news. Yeah. Auntie, good morning. Good morning to the chateaus out there in Monlong. Zeggy, good morning. Kamaikal, right? Yeah, you can't lose, boy. Somebody looking for somebody. Kaloshe, good morning. Yeah. I don't know, you know, there are some folks who believe, you know, who do not believe that there, you know, that there is the devil, you know. Watch, life is a spiritual thing. And let me tell you something, the sooner you get to understand that, the closer you become peaceful. You understand? Yeah, know which battles to fight and which battles you just have to say, you know what, I can't fight this. You take care of this, mister. And when I say mister, I mean Papa God, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to reach to that point and understand that this life that we're living is spiritual. You keep wondering why certain things are happening and why certain things are not happening, and listen to me. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Folks, the AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather comes up right after these messages. Don't you go anywhere. Just be careful in this world, okay? Whatever.
Running a small business can be hard. The early mornings, the long hours, the constant hustle to make every sale count. But these days, more customers carry cards, not cash. And that often means a missed sale. Not anymore. With the tap-to-phone service from Co-op Bank, you can have an easy, secure way to accept payments using only your smartphone. No terminals, no cables, no setup fees, just your phone. Now every entrepreneur, barbers, vendors, taxi operators, creatives and more can accept card payments instantly, fast, simple, and backed by Visa's trusted global network. Sign up for Tap to Phone today, because doing business just got easier.
Up the coals, bring the flavor. It's time to crown the King of the Grill. Maggie King of the Grill 2026 is calling you. Think you got the creativity, the skills, and the fire to rule the grill? This is the ultimate showdown for chefs, backyard masters, and the food lovers alike. Step up, show your talent, and claim your spot among the best. With over $5,000 in cash and prizes to be won, the stakes has never been hotter. Happening Saturday, May the 30th. Register now. Call or WhatsApp 407-8458. But hurry, registration close April the 30th. Don't wait. Bring your fire, bring your flavor, and bring your A game. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026. Where champions are made on the grill.
Maggie King of the Grill is powered by Maggie, enhancing your flavors. Rubis, Blue Bubbles Tenton Rentals, Grenada Paper Products, Grenville Credit Union, Flow, Budget Foods, My Finance Grenada, Carib Breweries, Ride Go Grenada, Glenelg Spring Water, and Grenada Bottling Company Limited. Maggie King of the Grill and Food Festival, where flavor meets fire.
This is the morning edition of news for today, Thursday, 21st of May, 2026. In the headlines, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell concludes high-level U.S. visit, and Grenada expands cultural partnership with Cuba. In the region, St. Kitts receives first U.S. transferred CARICOM migrants, and internationally, WHO, that's the World Health Organization, it says Ebola vaccine could take months. And in sports, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force captures a regional title. The details to these and more right after these messages.
Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wine accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Looking for the perfect pre-carnival fete? Then get ready for Rhythm and Spice, a Rotary brunch experience happening Sunday, June 28th from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Quarantine Point Recreational Park. Enjoy an afternoon of bold flavors, vibrant rhythms, and unforgettable vibes featuring Sakina and the Alpha One Band, plus guest artists and DJs. Early bird tickets are just $200 and available now on GoToFet.com. Dress code Brunch Chic, Island Elegance with Spice-inspired tones. Hosted by the Rotary Club of Grenada. Proceeds support Rotary Community Projects. Rhythm and Spice, Sunday, June 28th, Quarantine Point Recreational Park. Sip, savor, socialize, support.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. With the details, I am Gordon Joseph as we welcome Graphics and his team from Hot 98 FM. In the local news, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell has concluded a 2-day official visit to Washington, D.C., focused on investment, energy, trade, and regional security. During the visit, the Prime Minister held talks with senior U.S. officials, including Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. The delegation also met with congressional representatives and officials from the U.S. National Security Council to discuss disaster response and border protection for the Eastern Caribbean. Prime Minister Mitchell says the visit marks the beginning of deeper engagement with the United States aimed at attracting sustainable investment and strengthening bilateral ties. Grenada and Cuba have signed a new cooperation agreement aimed at strengthening cultural heritage and museum development. Under the arrangement, a team of Cuban museum specialists will travel to Grenada for a 2-year assignment with the National Museum of Grenada to support museum direction, collections management, conservation, and documentation. The agreement was signed in Havana by the Arte Agency General Manager Tania Cabrera Fleitas and Grenada's ambassador to Cuba, His Excellency Glenn Noel. Officials say the initiative reflects the long-standing friendship between Grenada and Cuba and will help preserve and protect Grenada's cultural history. And finally, the National Water and Sewerage Authority, NAWASA, says consumers served by the Concord water system will experience an interruption in water supply today, Thursday, May 21st. The disruption is expected to last from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. this evening to facilitate repairs to a broken water main. Areas affected include Concord, Brooklyn, Woodford, Perseverance, Brizan, Happy Hill, Beausejour, Cherry Hill, Grand Mall, Fontenoy, River Road, and the town of St. George. Customers are advised to store an adequate supply of water ahead of the interruption. The authority has apologized for the inconvenience and thanked customers for their patience. That brings us to the end of the first segment of news, the local segment of news. Stay with us. The regional and international developments, they are straight ahead. Turning our attention to the region, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has confirmed that the arrival of the first group of third country nationals transferred from the United States. Officials say 3 CARICOM nationals from Jamaica and Belize arrived on May 19th under a memorandum of understanding signed with Washington. Authorities stressed that individuals are not criminal convicts and were transferred because of immigration violations in the United States. Prime Minister Terence Drew has previously stated that only CARICOM nationals without criminal records would be accepted and that the Federation would not receive deportees from Haiti. The agreement is part of a wider U.S. migration strategy involving several Caribbean countries, including Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, and Guyana. Now, looking further afield, the World Health Organization, the WHO, says it could take up to 9 months before a vaccine is ready for the current Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus says there have been about 600 suspected cases and 139 suspected deaths so far, although confirmed cases remain lower. The WHO has declared the outbreak a public health emergency of international concern, but says it is not at pandemic level. That concludes the regional and international segment of news. Stay with us. The sporting segment is straight ahead. Good morning, sporting fans. And cricket dominates this morning. As a matter of fact, it's the sole sporting item this morning, as we hear that the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force are champions of the West Indies Championship for the first time since 2006. The Red Force defeated defending champions Guyana Harpy Eagles by 141 runs in the final at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua and Barbuda. Fast bowler Jaden Sales led the attack with 3 wickets, while Anderson Phillip and Terence Hines also played key roles in bowling Guyana out for just 139. The victory ends Guyana's run of 3 consecutive regional titles and returns the Red Force to the top of Caribbean first-class cricket. And just to end up on the sporting news, right, I need to apologize to you on a story that I personally included in the sports segment. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, where I said that Kirani James had just won and when he should be looking at retirement. Now, that is on me. I saw the post and was excited about it because I know he has the games coming up, and I thought maybe I'll just include it, not realizing that it was a post from 2014. So I do retract, and I do apologize for what appears to be misleading. All right, I do apologize for that. But nonetheless, that concludes the sporting segment this morning. We'll have more sports during our luncheon and primetime newscast. Stay with us. The weather forecast is straight ahead.
For 40 years, Answer Coatings Grenada has been part of your story. More than paint, it's pride and care in every drop. As the proud manufacturers of Sissons and Berger paint, we've protected your homes and communities for generations. Answer Coatings Grenada Limited, 40 years strong, 40 years trusted. A legacy in every drop.
When the 30th of May 2026, all the look at my grill is all about color and taste. We don't want no burn up chicken, eh? We want chicken with color and golden brown. I know all you watching that chicken, eh? And all you ready to eat it. And all you, it tasting good. It tasting good. Come now, we do all the thing now, man.
Fire up the coals, bring the flavor. It's time to crown the King of the Grill. Maggie King of the Grill 2026 is calling you. Think you got the creativity, the skills, and the fire to rule the grill? This is the ultimate showdown for chefs, backyard masters, and the food lovers alike. Step up, show your talent, and claim your spot among the best. With over $5,000 in cash and prizes to be won, the stakes has never been hotter. Happening Saturday, May the 30th. Register now. Call or WhatsApp 407-8458. But hurry, registration close April the 30th. Don't wait. Bring your fire, bring your flavor, and bring your A-game. Maggie, King of the Grill 2026, where champions are made on the grill.
Maggie King of the Grill is powered by Maggie, enhancing your flavors. Rubes, Blue Bubbles Tent and Rentals, Grenada Paper Products, Granville Credit Union, Flow, Budget Foods, My Finance Grenada, Carib Breweries, Ride Go Grenada, Glenelg Spring Water, and Grenada Bottling Company Limited. Maggie King of the Grill and Food Festival, where flavor meets fire.
Forecast. We join forecaster Cassia Johnson at the forecast desk at the MBIA. Good morning, Cassia.
Good morning to you and good morning to the listeners. Here is the weather for today, Thursday, 21st May 2026. Currently at the airport, conditions are fair and hazy. Winds are from the east at 17 miles per hour. Pressure 1014.1 millibars, which is above normal and rising. Present temperature 28.0 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 75%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 30.5 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperature last night 27.1 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, there was no rainfall at the airport, hence the total for the month remains at 7.0 millimeters. Looking at the public forecast, valid for today and tonight, the weather is expected to be fair at first and hazy, becoming partly cloudy at times as the day progresses, with a few light, isolated showers. Moderate haze advisory is in effect. Today's maximum temperature 31.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 5 to 7 feet in easterly swells. A small craft advisory remains in effect. Tides are currently falling and will be low at 1:15 p.m., high at 8 p.m. Sunset today, 6:25, sunrise tomorrow, 5:41. Again, the weather is expected to be fair at first and hazy, becoming partly cloudy at times as the day progresses, with a few light, isolated showers. A moderate haze and small craft advisory are in effect. From the Met Office, I am Cassia Johnson.
Thank you very much, Cassia. Have yourself a wonderful day now. Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick & Thompson Company Limited.
It's game on. And you may not be able to predict the scoreline or who will win each game. And you sure can't predict who will be the champion. But what is predictable is that Quartz has what you need to watch the games the way you want to every time. It's game on. Quartz, bringing value home.
It's 4 minutes after 7 o'clock to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell concludes high-level U.S. visit, and Grenada expands cultural partnership with Cuba. In the region, St. Kitts receives first U.S.-transferred CARICOM migrants. Internationally, WHO says Ebola vaccine could take months. And in sports, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force captures regional cricket title. That has been the morning edition of news for today, Thursday, the 21st day of May, 2026. On behalf of the entire news department and everyone who made this newscast possible, I am Gordon Joseph, thanking you for viewing and listening, wishing you a safe and productive day, and extending that invitation to you to stick and stay with the network, because we are with you anywhere and everywhere. To Graphics and his team from Hot 98 FM, we say thank you so very much. Have a good day now, everybody.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide, the light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Distributed by Echo Blue Limited. Visit us on the Lansopine Main Road or call 405-4818.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates, and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
For 40 years, Answer Coatings Grenada has been part of your story. More than paint, it's pride and care in every drop. As the proud manufacturers of Sissons and Berger paint, we've protected your homes and communities for generations. Answer Coatings Grenada Limited, 40 years strong, 40 years trusted. A legacy in every drop.
The Ministry of Agriculture White Potato Production Initiative is an OECS sub-regional project aimed at reducing Grenada's reliance on imported white potatoes, which in 2025 had an imported value of over 4.5 million EC dollars. The White Potato Production Initiative is part of the Ministry of Agriculture's food security drive and is being undertaken with the simultaneous cultivation of other crops such as sweet potatoes, pineapples, coconuts, carrots, and other vegetables. Other OECS countries like Dominica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines are already at an advanced stage in white potato production, with Dominica completely cutting the import of white potatoes during the first quarter of 2026. Grenada is now preparing to advance production for better output in 2027. The Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, ensuring food and nutrition security for all.
Your life is yours, your future's in your hands, your body is yours, that's why you need a plan. You gotta plan your family, avoid HIV, get the education from the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association.
We offer STI screening, gender-based violence counseling, prenatal and postnatal checks, injectables, condoms, pap smears, and other sexual reproductive services. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Pointu Street, St. George's. Whether male or female, it doesn't matter. We're here to make your life better.
Grenada Planned Parenthood Association.
For appointments, call 440-3341.
Life doesn't stand still. It moves. It grows. It asks you to believe in what's next. Your first car. Owning your home. The business you build. The future you choose to invest in. Life moves in steps. When you're ready to take the next one, we're here to help you move forward with banking solutions designed for life. From vehicle financing and mortgages to education savings, credit solutions, and support for your growing business. Republic Bank, ready for life, every step.
Listen now, let's all about Blazer Shuffle and Carita. On our list the 30th of May, it's all about GBN, Maggie, King of the Grill. This year, we're the junior segment. Yeah, and all know the regular thing. Ooh, heat in the place, a lot of flavor. All of the real smoke, real thing. Make sure you come on Monush playing field. 30th of May. Yeah, baby. And this so? So when you come out, let we have a time, eat some chicken, eat some pork, and enjoy yourself. GBN, Maggie, King of the Grill. I'm out.
Fire up the coals, bring the flavor. It's time to crown the King of the Grill. Maggie King of the Grill 2026 is calling you. Think you got the creativity, the skills, and the fire to rule the grill? This is the ultimate showdown for chefs, backyard masters, and the food lovers alike. Step up, show your talent, and claim your spot among the best. With over $5,000 in cash and prizes to be won, the stakes has never been hotter. Happening Saturday, May the 30th. Register now. Call or WhatsApp 407-8458. But
Welcome, viewers and listeners, to the conversation. And let me just apologize up front that unfortunately we were unable to bring the traffic report this morning due to technical difficulties. But nonetheless, we've got a busy morning. So I'm starting it off with my good friend, Mr. You haven't reached doctor yet, no?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay, Mr. Kwame Hippolyte. He is the Public Relations Officer for the Grenada Amateur Athletics Association.
Athletic Association.
Not amateur.
We dropped that a while now.
You dropped that? Okay.
Yeah, we had to drop that.
Okay. You're pro now, not amateur anymore?
No, we're not amateur. It was a mandate by World Athletics a few years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Mr. Kwame Hippolyte is here. We're here to talk about the Grand Whitsuntide Games, which comes up this weekend. How are you, bro?
I'm pretty good. Healthy, strong, and ready to take on our next major task on the weekend, and that's strictly our Whitsuntide Games. 2 days of action,
right?
And certainly set up to be exciting because we have some regional teams coming in. And
I mean, from Grenada's perspective, Grenada seemed to have done exceedingly well in athletics this year. As a matter of fact, the athletics calendar is so jam-packed that we couldn't even get the right spacing to do the Virgin Parish Relay meet, but we are coming with a Virgin Parish Village meet, so that's forthcoming. But nonetheless, are you satisfied going into the Whitsuntide Games, right? Are you satisfied with the level of performances from our athletes throughout the athletic season? I mean, are you seeing improvements in the times, in the distances, and the heights, and so forth?
Yes, definitely. I think the athletes really put out a lot this year. Not just put out in competition, but in terms of their training. We saw more athletes starting their preparation earlier. Likewise, throughout the season, we've seen in most athletes that progression, right? Upward progression of their performances. In addition to that, we've seen the sort of times we've seen in some of the non-traditional events that Grenada would perform well in. For example, the 100-meter sprints. We have a number of young men running under 11 seconds, or let me say under 10.9 now comfortably. So that in itself speaks to the level at which the athletes are going now. And that does not speak only to the sprint events, but throughout in the events like the high jump, we've seen guys bordering and surpassing 195 and close to 2 meters. So essentially, we've seen that progressive improvement in athletes throughout the season.
And why do you think that is the case?
I think it's a combination of a few things. The coaching ability, our coaches making, moving to a scientific approach to training. And also, I think there's a collaborative effort too, some level of collaborative effort among our coaches in terms of seeking advice and so forth from others. Additionally, the commitment of our athletes, that takes paramount. Then on the administrative side of things, the strategic positioning of some of our meets throughout the season, starting with some of our mini meets, then going into the developmental meets, and then the major events throughout, and working with some of our the other stakeholders who host meets, such as Principals Association, and so in terms of professionalizing the level of organization that we have for track events, and then ultimately the increased support that we have from the general public. I think that too fuels the athletes to go there and put out and ultimately making them some local celebrities.
All right. Okay. So having given the preamble, what is the organizational scope for the Whitsun Tides? How are things progressing?
Well, things have been progressing very well. Actually, I must commend the technical team, Mr. Albert Joseph and Ted and so forth, who in the background now doing all the technical work to ensure that the meet comes off. And it's because of the efforts, because we've seen for this meet over 1,100 plus athletes registered to participate at the Whitsun Tide Games.
That's not only local, right?
That's not only local. Okay. That's collaborative, and it would take a bit from them to have to ensure that after the entries are done by the coaches and the managers, that all the rules of the sport is applied in terms of the seeding and so forth.
The vetting.
And also, to a greater extent, after the technical meeting, the confirmation of the events of these athletes. So they would have to go through all of the teams. And this year we have a record number of teams, 59 teams. 59 teams throughout would be participating at this Whitsun Tide Games. So that in itself speaks to the level of organization that needs to go into the games and the level of execution by the officials and the technical team to ensure we have a smooth meet.
Okay, and as it relates to sponsors and so forth, you're properly sponsored?
Well, we must say we're satisfied with the level of sponsorship. We're open for anything else we can do that definitely assists us in the sort of programs that we're able to put forth for athletes and our stakeholders. But we're satisfied. We'd like to thank, obviously, the government of Grenada and the National Lotteries Authority, who continue to be as that source of strength for athletics and sports in Grenada, and also we're looking forward to the collaborative efforts for some of our smaller sponsors who continue to give us that level of support.
Okay, so the games comes up on Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
Walk us through the 2 days.
Okay, so the 2 days will encompass in the morning session, obviously, some of the heat of the track events, along with in the field events, some of the throws and the jumping events. So you're going to have that sparsely throughout the program, the field events and the throws. In the afternoon session, we're going to see a combination of the finals, right, and also some relay events. So that essentially would be the pattern for the first day, and likewise the second day. Allowing the public to get a taste of the athletes in the varying age categories throughout the day, the weekend, in varying sporting events, track and field events.
Okay, so hits mornings, final afternoons into evenings.
Yes, and then you'll have finals for the field events and jumps throughout the day.
Okay. Yeah. What time does the game start?
Well, we begin at 9 on Saturday, and then 10 o'clock on Sunday.
And what time do you intend to end?
I think from the director's standpoint, I think the end is within the region of 7:30, so that we will ensure that all the events we have all events taking place, and that we provide that level of competition and competitiveness, bearing in mind some of our regional teams, they would have expanded a quantum of monies to ensure that they would be here for the games.
How many teams do you have coming out from outside?
We have a number of teams coming from St. Vincent, a number of the clubs and so from St. Vincent will be here. We have teams from St. Lucia, Antigua, Trinidad and Tobago, and also St. Kitts and Nevis. Yeah, so and Barbados. Barbados have a number of teams coming for the games. So it is that sort of regional camaraderie. And what we've noticed is that these are not just national athletes that countries are sending. These are clubs within the varying countries who's bringing their athletes to Grenada to get competition and to be part of their development of their athletes.
What's the cost for entry?
So the cost of entry for the games is $20 for the main stand, right? But $30 for finish line. And what we've added to some of our meets throughout the season is to provide that VIP experience for patrons, and so they can have the same for $150 for one day and $200 for the 2 days.
Okay. All right. Well, based on the machinery that was in place throughout the athletics season, I presume that the Whitsuntide Games will go seamless, and the regional athletes like coming to Grenada. Why do you think that's the case?
I think the athletes like coming here because of the sort of response and support that we get from the Grenadian public. I oftentimes say I think that Grenada can be considered the capital for track and field, for athletics. And I think we're the country that, possibly in the region, love track and field the most. While we have other countries who do well in track and field, but in terms of the love and support for track and field, I think it's we're number one in the region for that. And that I can defend by the level of support that we get for whenever we host regional meets, right? The responses of regional spectators in terms of wanting to come to Grenada whenever we have meets. It's just the energy in the stadium is different, and I've been to meets throughout the region, and it's just different when you have track and field happening here. So that is what we want the general public to do: continue supporting the sport, continue supporting the athletes, because it's a hard sport for athletes to be training for themselves. Essentially, it's a lonely sport, I would say. They train, and then ultimately they come put it all on the field, on the track and field, individually. So I think it's because of that. Added to that, I think over the years we've seen we have seen improvement in our execution of meets, and that was quite evident when in our hosting of the Carafter Games and the previous editions of the Carafter Games, and even last year, our execution of the Whitsuntide Games. Now, it's a tall one for us this year. It's 1,000 plus athletes. First time we've had such a number in registering for a local meet, 12-hour meet, and the number of teams, the volume of the number of teams. So it would definitely reposition us as a federation in terms of the execution of things. And I think we have the personnel, we have the officials who will be able to ensure that the meet is executed in the manner that is that the Athletic Association can be pleased with.
I want to take the opportunity and commend you and the team for the Athletic Association. I mean, I've listened to some of the comments from some of the teams that came here for Carafter. All right, I interacted with some of them, and they were wowed by the level of professionalism. The quality of the track is also something that they talk about, and so forth. So it seems that you all have something doing right. Keep on doing it and improve on it. There's a saying, good, better, best.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to congratulate you all and commend you all on a job well done. And in the final analysis, athletics on a whole, sports on a whole in Grenada, it would be good if other sporting disciplines sort of take a page from the book of the Athletic Association in terms of professionalizing their operations and programs and so forth. And in the end, everything would be up, and up.
Yeah, we want to say thank you, and thank you for the commendation. While we still feel that we can still be in a better place, and I can assure that had we had this sort of funding that other major sports would have had, we certainly would have been able to really reposition the sport to where it should be, where we feel that it should be. So it is a tall effort. We continue to meet, collaborate, create new partnerships. One of the things that is a driving force for us in the Athletic Association is the mandates that we receive from our world body. A few years ago, the World Athletic Federation mandated in terms of getting more people into the sport, more fans, right? More participation, and that's what we've started to do over the last 3 to 4 years. We saw an increase in the participation of the number of athletes participating at our meets. We've seen more persons coming forward in terms of in the sport throughout, spectators, volunteers, and athletes, etc. And likewise, in terms of the more people into the sport, and that's why we've collaborated with a number of persons to continue assisting us in ensuring that we execute in the manner in which we should, simply because we position with persons experts within the field. We strengthen partnerships, and then we also created new ones. So I think that is what really worked for us, and we will certainly be looking forward to strengthening that in the future.
Saipoli, thanks for sharing with us, and I want to wish you all the best, you and your entire executive, your entire team, the fraternity. I want to wish you all the success that can be had, and get some rest, because the 2027 athletics season will be even more hectic. So once again, thank you for sharing with us, and all the best over the weekend.
Yes, and we just want to say, everyone can get their tickets. They can purchase tickets. They will purchase tickets at the stadium. We're going to come out over the next 2 days, over Fridays, from Saturday and Sunday, to really stir the athletes on. Additionally, we've heard the call, and we would be, just giving a plug here, we'll be infusing an additional meet sometime later on in the season, later on in the year, before July, for our younger athletes, the age group championship. So they can patrons can look forward to that. And then already, once we get that break after Carnival, it's back at it with some of our developmental meets or programs for development.
We also have the Virgin Parish Village meet. We had to change it to a village meet coming up in St. David. The date will be announced shortly. But I like that sort of keeping athletics in the fore of people's minds. So because we don't take too much of a lull, because then you have to revive.
Oh yeah.
You understand? So keep it at sparse intervals, and it will work. Thanks again, Kwame.
No problem.
All right.
All the best.
Folks, I've been speaking with Mr. Kwame Hippolyte, the Public Relations Officer for the Grenada Athletics Association, inviting us all to this weekend's Whitsuntide Games at the Dr. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. We take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more of the conversation. Don't you go anywhere.
Grenada, sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. They teach discipline, teamwork, and resilience. They inspire the next generation to push boundaries and chase excellence. That's why the Investment Migration Agency of Grenada is proud to support sports initiatives as part of our commitment to youth and national development. When we invest in sports programs, we invest in the future. We invest in the health and well-being of our youth, and we invest in broadening Grenada's reach, proudly connecting our athletes, our talent, and our nation to a global community. Together, we all go further. The Investment Migration Agency. Unlock the possibilities.
Grenada, get ready for the grand finale of the athletic season. The Whitsuntide Games 2026 take over the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on Saturday 23rd and Sunday 24th May from 9 a.m. daily. Witness 2 days of electrifying track and field action as top athletes from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua, St. Lucia, Guyana, and more go head-to-head with Grenada's finest speed, strength, and regional rivalry once more, all in one place. Admission, finish line, $30. Main stand, $20. VIP, $150 for 1 day and $200 for 2 days. Don't miss the final local athletic meet of the season. Be there for the Whitsuntide Games 2026 as the season ends with a bang.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
At 5 p.m. on August 5th, 1944, the schooner Island Queen sailed out of the St. George's Harbor. On board were some of Grenada's brightest and best sons and daughters. What happened afterwards remains a mystery.
Where Island Queen gone?
Heritage Theatre Company presents Lucy's Straw Hat, a full-length drama written and directed by Chris DeRiggs, a moving story about a family caught up in the drama of this great mystery. Meet Mammy Sylvie, a woman with a secret too heavy to keep but too painful to reveal.
Asking for forgiveness for not telling you the truth.
Pa John, the war veteran.
Sometimes I sit here feeling so helpless, so crushed.
Hyacinth, always ready to do mischief.
You don't see the woman Uncle Norris married. She face ugly enough to turn milk.
Lucy, beautiful and headstrong.
I had a dream, Mommy, that Hyacinth was there, holding my hand.
Lucy's Straw Hat at Grenada Trade Center on Saturday 13th and Sunday 14th June, and at the Luke Cinema on Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st June. All shows 7 p.m. Advance tickets $60, $75 at the door. Come join us.
Where Island Queen gone?
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. The conversation continues, and at this time, I'm joined by a very important lady, a very distinguished young lady. I'm speaking now with Miss Renee Moses. She's the head of the Diasporic Affairs and the Investment Migration Agency in Grenada. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
And welcome. This is the first time for me having you here.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, the pleasure is always ours to have people like you. All right. So as I've introduced you here as the head of the Diasporic Affairs Department in IMA, what does that entail for someone who's just hearing? Okay, let's start. I like to incorporate this into it. Paulkins Douglas, Grenada's own comedian, he had a piece where he said, to begin with, I would like to start because when I'm finished, I will be through. So let's start from the beginning. Okay. IMA, for folks who are hearing us for the first time, what exactly is IMA?
IMA Grenada is Grenada's office in charge of the CBI program.
Okay.
I think everybody should know by now that we are part of the CBI industry worldwide. Grenada's program is one of the top ranking programs globally, not only regionally, but globally. And basically, it's getting investors to invest in Grenada, and then they get citizenship.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, having said that, that's the rule of Investment
Migration
Agency Grenada.
Yes.
Now, Diasporic Affairs. Tell us, what does your desk, your department entail?
So, the Diaspora Affairs function at IME is really about building and strengthening relationships with our global citizens, particularly those who gain citizenship through investment. It's about ensuring that their citizenship goes beyond being just only a transaction and into something that's more meaningful and having a long connection with Grenada. The importance of the office is to ensure that we have a strategic way to engage and communicate with them so that they can get involved in Grenada's growth and development.
Okay, and having assumed that position sometime this year?
Yes, February.
Right,
yes.
because you're coming from a tourism background
Correct.
and everything like that.
Development.
What has your experience thus far been like?
Within IMA?
IMA, yeah.
So, as it's a brand new department, I would say office in IMA, it's really been me and the team building out how we're going to engage and communicate with this very valued diaspora group, and the ways in which we're going to engage and how often. So it's really about building up the office. It's a brand new office, like I said, so it's about building it up, getting the policies in place, getting procedures in place, so that we can be very successful and strategic in the way we engage them.
What has the response been like for applicants, prospective applicants, people who are interested? They've heard, they've seen Grenada is starring around the world now. We just won the Chelsea Flower Show for the 17th time.
That's right.
And so Grenada is trending. That's how we speak now, right? What has the response been like from prospective people who retirees from other nationalities who just want to retire in peace, and they hear that Grenada is one of the most peaceful places in the world, despite the few little upheavals here, but on a per capita basis, we're still zero.
Of course, 100%.
Yeah. So what has the response been like?
For the Diaspora
Yes.
Affairs. So Diaspora Affairs comes in play once they've received citizenship. The pre-approval process is more Miss Burke, and Miss Purcell who deals with that. But we are a very popular program. We get a lot of applicants who are very serious about being citizens. And from my desk, as I deal with post-approval persons who have already gotten citizenship, I've already been receiving a lot of interest in this new office because a lot of them want to give back. They want to come to Grenada. I know a few of them who actually own businesses here, and a lot of them want to come back and start to buy land, buy houses, build houses. You know, they want to give back in terms of transferring knowledge. A lot of them have a wide range of skill sets and experience and perspective that we might not have necessarily been exposed to in Grenada, or a traditional Grenadian, atmosphere has just here in the Western Hemisphere. So a lot of them want to come back. So for instance, persons in ICT or in healthcare want to come back and perhaps have forums or workshops. Entrepreneurs who want to come and help our young entrepreneurs become successful and profitable, show them how they did it and how they can do it, the young persons and persons interested in entrepreneurship. So we have a lot of people who are very interested in coming back and giving back. A lot of them also want to feel like they connect and belong. And that's what this office is trying to do. Help persons belong, get the feeling of genuine belonging to Grenada. Like we say, for the love of country.
Yes.
I do this job because I love my country.
Yes.
I was in tourism because I love my country. So we want, when you feel the love for your country, you're excited to be ambassador when you're out in the world stage. So that's what we're trying to do with this group of
even if you don't have an official ambassadorial position,
exactly.
but you're when you're out there, you're repping.
Of course.
You're repping
They're
Grenada.
an extension of Grenada.
Yes.
So that's what we're trying to connect with them and ensure that they have the right tools, so they can be perfect ambassadors.
Lovely. So having said that, what would you say are some of your immediate priorities in your capacity, that department?
Well, right now, like I said, we're just building out the procedures and policies and how we can engage them properly. We want to be very strategic. We want to be very intentional. So that's a priority for me. The next priority is gaining their trust and gaining credibility, because these persons most of them are high net worth individuals, and they're not just going to talk to anybody and just give their time to anybody that they don't have trust in. So we're trying to build that communication and show them that we are legit. We're here to have a mutually beneficial relationship. So those are some of the priorities that I am working on along with the team at IMA Grenada to ensure that this is beneficial for Grenada's long-term goals.
Well, yeah, it's important that you say that, because there are still, despite the fact that the Citizenship by Investment program, it's worldwide. As a matter of fact, I've been doing some research on it, and it's historic, it's biblical. Even in the Bible, people were, moving and so forth.
People migrate.
Yeah, but there are still some folks who have a bitter taste in the mouth when it comes to it. So it's so important that we maintain the quality of people who are, nationals returning home, that's fine, but non-nationals who are coming in, because we have so many different instances where citizenship investment had some not so pleasant and persons coming on board and so forth, but we've been doing quite a lot in recent times. The IMA, there have been a number of projects that can be identified because of IMA.
Correct.
From the top of my head, Six Senses is one of them.
Of course.
There's this road project in between
Mount Kumar Road, as well as Hermitage Road.
Yes. So a lot of things are happening. So it's ever so important that every now and then IMA comes on board and share the great work that is being done and the benefits that are being derived from the work. All right, so how important the Grenadians out there in the diaspora? All right, we have this grand homecoming coming up from
very excited.
June
correct.
to July.
Yes, 2 weeks of it.
Right.
Of events.
How important is the Grenadian community out there in the diaspora? How important are they to us here in our development and our futuristic plans?
The diaspora is extremely important, not only in terms of remittances, which are important, but also in terms of knowledge, the networks that they have, their global influences. Like I mentioned, diaspora are an extension of Grenada on the world stage. They're really our ambassadors. So they have a different perspective on life and on experiences that we may not have here in Grenada. We might not have been exposed to. So just having that difference in knowledge, difference in perspective, being able to get into rooms that we may not have been able to get to just because, we're here in our lovely small island, while our diaspora work in different industries, so whenever we need something here, it's good to tap into those resources that they have, so they're a very good, valuable resource that we need to be tapping into more. And I must say, our Grenada Diaspora Affairs Office is actually starting that now. It's just coincidental that they're doing it while I'm doing it for our CBI diaspora, but it's all for the same purpose, the national development of Grenada, and ensure that our citizens here and abroad feel connected and willing to do their part in our development.
Just about 2 months ago, I interviewed two nationals, but they reside in the U.S. One of them is a former javelin thrower, Selwyn, I can't remember his name.
Yes.
But another colleague who's out there in the diaspora has multiple businesses, been successful, and he wants to come back to Grenada to make his contribution. How can people like that be facilitated through your department?
So that will be the Grenada's, our national diaspora office. I deal simply with the CBI diaspora. But like we mentioned, it's all for the same goal, and the two offices are very complementary. We are also partnering with the diaspora office for the homecoming event, and at that homecoming event, they're going to have a lot of information for returning nationals on how to open up businesses, how to get their tax IDs, how to do business in Grenada, what steps do they need to take, customs, migration, immigration, all those steps. So persons just have to do some research, engage with the correct offices. But like I said, this is the same thing that I will be doing for the CBI diaspora, because my focus is on CBI diaspora. So a lot of them are going to come to me and say, hey, Renee, we want to open business in Grenada. What steps do we take? We want to buy land. What steps do we take? I will then go connect them to a real estate agent, and they take it from there. They find what land they want, what house they want to build, etc. They take them to the contractors, etc. For opening business, we direct them to the relevant offices so they can go and get their certificate, and etc. So those things are what are we doing for the CBI diaspora.
Okay. All right, as we wrap now, what would have to happen in the next few years for you to say that your stint and your office has been a success, your department?
Well, let me tell you.
That's a big one.
It's a big one. It's a good one. We would like, success for me would be having an actively engaged diaspora community, one that is connected to Grenada and one that is contributing to Grenada in meaningful ways. It's also going to be ensuring that we have systems and procedures in place so that this engagement is seamless and sustainable. Ultimately, we want our diaspora community to feel seen, to feel valuable, and to connected to Grenada so that they can be part of Grenada's journey to continued development and growth.
And finally, are you happy where we are positioned at this moment in terms of diasporic affairs and investment opportunities being made available in Grenada? Are you happy with the climate, the environment?
Yes. Grenada is moving in a very positive direction in terms of investment and the ways in which we do business with our diaspora members. It's of course it's a work in progress. There's always room for improvement, but that's why we're here to build the dialogue, with all the relevant parties to ensure that it's seamless, it's sustainable, and that persons get exactly what they need in a timely fashion, in a proper fashion, and everything is done top tier, above board.
Mr. Moses, thank you very much for sharing your time with us this morning, and continue doing the great work that I know you will do. You've autographed your work with excellence throughout your career,
Thank you very much.
This year, this stint wouldn't be any different. I know.
Oh, thank you so much.
I looked down the future and I said, there she goes.
Oh, wow.
There will be the
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so I want to wish you all the best and keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Folks, I have been speaking with Ms. Renee Moses, the head of the Diasporic Affairs Department at the Investment Migration Agency. We take a quick commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union introduces its new digital platform, managing your finances at any time from anywhere.
As a part-time student, balancing work and studies can be a real challenge. But with GCCU's digital app, these worries are no more. My parents can now remotely transfer funds to my account and I can check my balance at any time, giving me the freedom to achieve my goals.
My days can be long and tedious. With this app, I can ensure my loan is paid on time, transfer funds to someone else's account, and check my balances. I don't have to rush to do business during my lunch hour or after work anymore.
With this app, I can request checks to pay my suppliers, letters for my business transactions. I don't have to leave my farm to go stand in line.
The Grenville Credit Union digital platform. It's convenient and secure banking right at your fingertips. Download the app today from the Play Store or App Store or call 442-8602, 459-4325 or 416-8467 for further information.
Picture this, a tangerine-colored sunset, cool tropical breeze, and a plate full of perfection. Sunday, May 24th, the day before the holiday. Grenada, get ready to live your best life at Unbothered Brunch, the tropical tangerine edition. We are taking over the Ariza car park from 4 p.m. It's going to be a vibe you can't replicate. Featuring live performances by Rita and the Ultimate Perfection Band, the Fahrenheit Band, and the Groovy Master himself, Short Pre. Keeping the energy going. Get ready for Kingpin and Graphic Sounds. Here's the best part. This is a food-inclusive event, so come hungry and leave happy. Tickets are just $150. Grab yours now at gotofet.com or any authorized outlet. Sunday, May 24th, we're outside for Unbothered Brunch, the Tropical Tangerine Edition.
It's game on. And you may not be able to predict the scoreline or who will win each game. And you sure can't predict who will be the champion. But what is predictable is that Quartz has what you need to watch the games the way you want to every time. It's game on. Quartz, bringing value home.
Your life is yours, your future's in your hands. Your body is yours, that's why you need a plan. You gotta plan your family, avoid HIV, get the education from the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association.
We offer STI screening, gender-based violence counseling, prenatal and postnatal checks, injectables, condoms, pap smears, and other sexual reproductive services. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Pointy Street, St. George's. Whether male or female, it doesn't matter. We're here to make your life better.
Grenada Planned Parenthood Association.
For appointments, call 440-3341.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the conversation. I've got with me in the studio a gentleman appearing on my show for the very first time. For the very first time this week.
Yes.
Mr. Christopher D. Riggs, you ain't come with Lucy straw hat this morning, why not?
Well, I leave the straw hat home, but anybody want to see that straw hat, come on the 13th and 14th of June. Yeah.
Okay. I had Dillion here with me last week, and
right.
I've been having conversation about this production, Lucy's Straw Hat. Tell us about it.
Well, let me begin like the storyteller. On the 5th of August 1944, the schooner Island Queen sailed out of the St. George's Harbour on an excursion to St. Vincent. And according to our narrator, Mr. Alan Biezinski, what happened next remains a mystery.
Okay.
There were 67 persons on board the Island Queen schooner. Not a trace of any one of them. Their personal items, their belongings was found. And my own grandmother, a woman called Agatha de Riggs, great-grandmother, she said, everything gone, not even Lucy's straw hat was found. Oh. And so we came up with that name. But you have to understand that it was a great loss to many people. Think about Grenada in the 1940s. The population was probably half of what we have now, right? And for 67 people to disappear just like that, without a trace, it must have touched the lives of so many people. In my own case, it's a personal thing because my grandfather, Hyacinth de Riggs, was one of the passengers. And my grand aunt, Lucy de Riggs, reputedly one of the most stunningly beautiful women in Grenada at the time, she also disappeared with that Island Queen schooner. There were personal losses, deep personal losses. The Marichaud's, Theophilus Albert Marichaud lost 3 of his children, and
Julian as well. The Julian family.
Well, it touched a lot of families. And in fact, the Slingers, Dawn and Denise Slinger, 2 beautiful young girls, they also disappeared. So, what we are trying to do with this story is educational theater. We feel we have a mandate and a mission, not just to entertain but educate. And so this is a historical drama. And it's a very powerful cast of actors. We have 8 actors. We have Neela Etienne, who is known to be a tremendous acting talent. In fact, she is one of the few people who has a master's degree in theater in Grenada. All right, so she is known in a different capacity. I mean, she probably is known better as a press secretary for the Prime Minister, but she is a tremendous acting talent. We have Dillion Walters, who is a genius in theater. We have Debbie Gray, well known and well loved, well liked. You know, one who has been around for decades doing theater and doing a great job with it. We have Rose Bagwan, a young, tremendously gifted, not just theater practitioner, but she's in the arts. She dances, and she's great. We have Renee DeRiggs, my son, who has come into theater with an appetite and a capability that is admirable. We have Dexter Yorching, and of course we have Samuel Ogilvy. So
that's a cast.
So it's a powerful cast of actors, and so we on the 13th and 14th of June at the Trade Center, and then at the Deluxe Cinema on the 20th and 21st of June. So this is where we coming from with this. There's so much to be said about this particular play.
There's something about this play in particular that is bringing out a passion in you that I haven't seen before in your expressing of it, your facial expression. That tells me how deep it's touching.
Well, it's as I said, it's deeply personal. It's not often I get to write a play and direct a play that really tells the story of my own family. The patriarch in the family, a guy called Pa John, was born in Madeira, Portugal, in 1875 and came to Grenada. Met a woman called Agatha Pace. They married. They had 6 children. In the story, there are only 2 children. But it is my family story, all right. On my mother's side, Georgina DeRiggs, and so on. So that is why you might see that kind of passion, because there's a personal connection. But I also feel, deeply committed to honor the memories of so many people, who lost children. In those days in Grenada, everybody knew everybody. Right, especially people in and around the towns, the St. George's people. So, whether they were Cruikshanks, whether they were Pattersons, whether they were Rapiers, whether they were, Julians, Marichots, St. Bernards, Scones, they all knew each other. So, it's like touching on a very sentimental, nostalgic nerve of people with this particular production. It is, in some ways, it's a sad story, but the journey towards, the climax in the story and the resolution of the story is an interesting, entertaining journey, right, because there's a lot of opportunities for people to laugh and so on. But it's a story based on facts. It's fiction based on facts, and that's the story we're telling.
Okay. Now, getting to the gist of it, right? Folks, as you would realize, the BBC, I have to take some blows this morning again, but, we have to do this. So I do apologize for that. Someone gave a suggestion that we should sort of pre-record the BBC and play it at a later time if we have to omit it, but I think it's fitting that we do this conversation. We have MH370.
Yes.
That plane that was lost.
Yeah, that disappeared.
So it's a similar sort of fate. Have there been any scientific pursuit to find out what happened? Because people don't just disappear on a schooner.
Well, in the immediate aftermath of the tragic incident, there were a lot of searches from Puerto Rico to Venezuela. Nothing was found. The British colonial office made an announcement expressing great sympathy for those who suffered losses and so on. There was some cloud of doubt and suspicion that the British were not exactly honest in what transpired, but that's just a theory. And the other theories that might have to do with, possible volcanic action in Kikamjeni, which would have made the sea above Kikamjeni gaseous and less buoyant, right, for the ships and so on. So that people hold fast to theories, and even more theories about that. We are not trying to give any conclusive explanation as to what transpired. Our backstory is about the journey of a family towards the decision to send their children on this particular voyage, and how the events impacted their lives. So we are not doing a kind of documentary or a scientific excursion into what transpired. We are interested in the human emotions, the drama, the story around that, and that's what we're doing.
Okay, all right. So it's on the 14th and 15th?
13th and 14th of June at the Trade Center. Opportunity for me to say thanks to the people who work with me to make the song. It has a theme song, Where and Queen Gone.
Yeah.
And the vocal talent is that of Alicia Lett, a beautiful singing voice, member of the National Performing Company. But she's accompanied, on acoustic guitar by Ronnie Marichaud, and Monty Drayton on percussion, and produced by my son Ryan Derricks in his own studio. So that's just I want to thank these people who work with me for that particular production theme song. It's a beautiful song, I may say so, even though I wrote it myself. And then I think it's a good time to remind people where they can get tickets. People want to know where. We have 6 also ticket outlets. We have Gittins Pharmacy on Wall Street, Mitchell's Pharmacy at the Food Fair Complex, Art and Soul Bookstore in Grenada, Treeby's Shoe Store downtown St. George's, Quick Stop at Otway, gas station, Arcadia. Ventu can tell you she is St. Andrew's Pharmacy. Right? Then we also have Gabriel's Pharmacy. We have a lot of pharmacy. I think we sell pharmaceuticals. Yeah. So those are where the tickets are available. I would encourage people to get a ticket up front.
Yes.
Because we tend to ask a little for more at the door to compensate for the inconvenience.
Yes, of having to come with tickets.
Yeah. And Go to Fet.
Yes.
You can get the tickets at Go to Fet also.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then the following weekend or so you move to Grenville?
Yes, we move to Grenville. And we may do a performance at the Homecoming. We're looking at possibly the 26th of June. And that will be finalized today because we believe that the hundreds of visitors, maybe thousands, I don't know, who are coming home to celebrate the Grenadianness. No better way to celebrate your Grenadianness than connecting with the arts, the performing arts of Grenada.
Yeah, but that story too is also very relevant.
Yes.
Yeah, that story.
Well, it connects. It connects. Yeah.
Man, I often wonder, sometimes you don't see me, but I see you regularly, and I watch you walk, and I'm saying, look at this simple man, laced with humility, but look at the sort of productions that he put out. And
well, thank you for that. But it's teamwork. We've been fortunate. I've been fortunate to have worked for decades with very talented and committed people, and this continues.
Okay.
And every day we gain friends, we influence new people, and so on with our work, our craft. We tend to let our work speak for itself. So we stand on the platform of all the collective body of work done by Heritage Theatre Company over the years. So most recently, Julien Fedon, which was a historical drama which broke new frontiers. We did the Breaking Out, right? Then the Fire to Dance. And then most recently, we collaborated with a broader group of talented people to do the Camerhorn boat.
Right.
At the Trade Center on the 7th of March, not too long ago. So we're very happy to be able to come again so quickly with a production, and we're looking forward to entertaining our patrons in the manner that they expect to be entertained.
Chris, thank you very much for giving us these treats that you and your team do. And it's not just a team, it's family you all have, man. I listen to De Leon and Robert talk, and it's family. That's a really, really big family for the number of years, and being able to meet every Wednesday. Why not you tell Mr. Bido good morning, man?
Well, Ricky Bido is one of the unsung heroes of Grenada.
Yes.
I personally believe he should be given a national award, and I've said it before. He's a very humble and self-sacrificing individual, has done a lot for the arts in Grenada and sports now. He's big in sports with the Classic brand and so on. So we tips and hats off to Ricky Bido and his continued outstanding human support to the arts and sports in Grenada. Almost sound like Lotto.
Yes.
Sports and culture.
Thank you to Chris, and all the best, folks. Get the tickets early, all right? It will cost a little more at the door. So it's the 13th and 14th at the Grenada Trade Center, and the following weekend we move up to the Deluxe Cinema.
Yes, man.
With the prospects of a performance on the 26th of June.
Yeah, at the
homecoming event.
Yep.
That's it for the conversation, folks. Thank you very much for being with us as always.